It's time for the KQEG TV High School Game of the Week. Tonight, it's the Logan Rangers and the Aquinas Blue Goals. The High School Game of the Week, made possible by our sponsors like Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning. Your comfort is their business on Southwest 2nd Avenue in Onalaska. Schumacher Kish Cremation and Funeral Services in La Crosse, La Crescent, and Onalaska. Boyer's Furniture, quality furniture at affordable prices on South Avenue, La Crosse. Fiesta Mexicana on La Crosse's south side. Don't just make it dinner, make it a fiesta at Fiesta Mexicana. Blaschke Schneider Funeral Home, serving the Cooley region for over 90 years. Battery Mart, with batteries for your car, boat, tractor, lawnmower, even your snowblower. Battery Mart. And Bacalar Sausage, making quality sausage products since 1935. Now let's go courtside at Aquinas High School with KQEG's Carl Greenfield and Terry Erickson. It's time.
Good evening, basketball fans, and welcome to the KQEG TV High School Game of the Week. I'm Carl Greenfield, joined alongside by Terry Erickson, and we got Jesse on the camera tonight. And we got a great MVC matchup between the visiting Logan Rangers and the home Aquinas Blue Goals. In tonight's game, coming in, Logan comes at 7-12 overall, 2-7 in the MVC. Aquinas 7-11 overall, 4-4 in the MVC. Logan is averaging 47.4 points per game and giving up 56 points per game. And Aquinas is averaging just over 50 points per game and giving up 61.5. Should be a fun one tonight, Terry. We got a pretty big crowd here.
Well, we do. One of the reasons is it's senior night. And senior night, I remember as an athlete myself and having kids involved, the senior night's always emotional. It's special.
It's a big deal.
You remember that as an athlete yourself.
Absolutely.
So we want to start by paying tribute, if we could, very quickly, to the seniors. Brandon Murfeld, who has started and been on the varsity since he's been a freshman. All these guys are multiple sport athletes. I've seen them play football, spring sports, Max Gauger, Lane Meadow, Jake Salvadelli, and Bryce Lee. And all of them have distinguished themselves in a variety of ways on the court, on the field, and in the classroom.
Absolutely. And, you know, like you said, senior night is always a very emotional thing. I always like it when I see coaches that maybe there are some seniors that don't get a whole lot of playing time, that they put them in the starting lineup just to start the game. And I'm hoping that that's what is the case tonight with Brad Reinhardt.
I'm not sure if it is, but I know many coaches do that, and it is so special. Logan girls did it with some girls that very seldom get off the bench. And they did it in a game against Onalaska.
I know the Onalaska girls did that last night against Central as well. So,
but my connections here are strong too. Playing in this inner-city game, having 5 children that all played basketball, boys and girls playing in this inner-city game. And the coaches, Brad Reinhardt, the head coach for the Aquinas Blue Goals, worked for me, played for me. Andy Fernholz, the head coach of the Logan Rangers, played for me, worked for me. And then I have a couple grandsons on the team also, and so it's very special, and it's a privilege for me to broadcast these kind of games.
You know, we were talking with CJ Siegel before the game, and he was wearing one of their warm-up shirts, and on the backs of their shirts it says attitude, and he said that was their slogan for this year. And I think it's simple, it's you know, maybe a little cliche, but it's a great message for these players.
It's a Villanova message. We're going to talk about that throughout the broadcast. They have what's called an attitude chart, and that's exactly what they're built on. You know the success of Villanova.
Absolutely. And you know, when I was in high school, our football team, our motto, we had 4 words. It was attitude, character, enthusiasm, team. And we chanted that at the beginning and end of every practice and every game.
My
attitude means a lot.
Mine was, ours was, and I know we have a lot of things to talk about. Our goal was the eye of the tiger.
That's a good one.
And that's exactly what we did throughout our season, as we had the eye of the tiger. Well, this is a big game. I mean, last time these two teams played, Logan just controlled the game. And it wasn't even a game. It was a sloppy first half. Then the Rangers put their foot on the pedal, a lot of turnovers, and really it wasn't even a game. It was a 30-point game.
Yeah, that game you referenced was on January 17th. Logan won 61-38. That was at Logan High School. Coming into tonight's game, both teams, their last opponent was Toma. Aquinas beat Toma on last night, 72-58, and Logan, coming in on a 4-game losing streak, lost a squeaker on Monday night to Toma, 58-55. So a couple of really tough losses for them following that overtime win over Sparta. I caught some of that game, and that was a back and forth, and you never knew. And Sparta had a shot to win it at the buzzer that just rimmed out. And
well, 2 overtime wins in a row to end the month of January. Carl, they're 0 for February. They haven't won in the month of February, and
we're halfway through the month already. So they got some work to do.
Well, and we're going to talk about that, but this is the time of the year when you need peak performance, when your team needs to play at that top crescendo, and that is going to be a Herculean task, I think, for these Logan Rangers coming off of those extremely tough losses where they did not bring their A game. They didn't even bring their B game. It was more like their C game.
And this is the final home game for the Aquinas Blue Golds. They have 3 road games to finish out the year at Central, which, as we know, is a Herculean task, as you put it, at Sparta, and then at Holman. So all 3 of those games will be difficult for them to close out their regular season.
Absolutely. They're playing for, the seeding meeting is Sunday. So they're playing for certainly momentum going into the postseason. But we're going to broadcast that game at Central on Monday night. That will be a big game.
That'll be a fun one as well. The pep band is out. It looks like the Rangers have come back out of the locker room. I think it's time for keys to the game, Terry. If you've got that going.
I do have it, and I think for the Logan Rangers, it's very simple. And you said attitude, a simple word. Well, it's really taking care of the ball. That's how simple it is. That's an overused cliche. I like better valuing each possession, because that's what Logan struggles with.
Right.
With the Logan Rangers, so the Blue Golds need to assert themselves early and use Blue Gold Nation as one of the key things, meaning that this is our home court here, the D.B. Reinhardt Athletic Center on the campus of Aquinas High School, and you're in our house, and we're going to set the pace right away with a version of their own old school toughness.
And this is a very difficult place to play. These smaller gymnasiums always have a different feel. You know, Onalaska has their field house, Holman has their field house. These smaller gyms, it's very difficult to play in because of the noise factor. And I know that this place can get very loud very quickly, and so that's a tough place to play.
Players to watch. I think Calvin Maven, who's been streaky and played well lately, and they had four players in double figures last time these 2 teams played. There's a little uncertainty there in his floor game. Players to watch: Maven, man-to-man defense versus Murfelt, one of the top players in the Cooley region by far, and then Floyd Thomas. I think how he plays defensively. The X factor here will be the fact that this is breaking news, and that's Jackson Hamilton will not play because of a concussion, a freak accident warm-ups a few games ago. So Ja'Kai Funches will have to step in. So, and
that's a big loss.
It's a big loss. And players to watch inside will be Salvadelli and Bryce Lee when he comes in, versus Werner. Now, Werner's another mystery in terms of what kind of a game he brings. So those are players to watch.
All right, well, we're going to take a break. We got the national anthem coming up, and we got the opening tip-off here on the KQEG TV High School Game of the Week. Stick around.
No matter where you are, it's easy to find Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
Schneider Heating, La Crosse.
Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning. Here you are.
Right now, get over $1,700 in rebates and utility credits with your new Carrier Infinity heating and cooling system.
Call or visit us online to ask more about our Gold Star maintenance program.
Schneider Heating, West Salem.
Schneider Heating around West Salem. Here you go.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
Welcome back, everybody. Starting lineups for both teams coming up. Starting with Andy Fernholz's Logan Rangers. Mentioned before that Logan is 7-12 overall coming into tonight's game.
And Andy Fernholz, a graduate of Aquinas, played on some championship teams here. And then went on and played 4 years at Oshkosh, took that team to the Nationals. So he has a big, strong connection here and a strong connection to college basketball.
Number 2 is a 6-foot junior, Devin Moran. Number 3, a senior at 6'2", Calvin Maven.
Leading the team with 19 points. He will be a key, Carl.
Floyd Thomas, number 23, 6'1", junior.
If he rebounds, it will make them especially tough.
McGuire Werner, a 6'6", senior.
Which, if he plays to his potential every game, he's strong.
And Ja'Kai Funchess, like you mentioned, starting in place of Jackson Hamilton, a 6'2", junior, number 35.
You know, he's played a lot of quality minutes, Carl. So it isn't like he's not used to being on the court.
Assistant coaches Steve Von Dissen, Sam Zweig, and John Schivel. And for the Aquinas Blue Goals, number 4, Gavin Wetzel, a junior.
Coming back from a serious injury.
Brandon Murfeld is a 5'11" senior. Number 10.
Been on the varsity since he's been a freshman.
Number 22, 6'1" sophomore Joe Savidelli. Number 23, a 5'11" sophomore Andrew Skemp. And number 34, a 6'1" senior Jacob Savidelli. Brad Reinhardt assisted by Jeff Reinhardt and Mike Nolke.
See that. Last time these two teams played, believe it or not, Jake Salvadelli, who's averaging 12 points a game, Carl, had 2 points. That is going to be a key tonight. Don't expect 2 points out of him. Expect him to be in double figures.
Opening tip. Controlled by the Rangers.
Usually do control it with 6'6" McGuire Werner jumping
unless he's
center.
going against Gavin McGrath of Onalaska. Maven up top, guarded by Murfeld.
See what kind of sets they work in their half court. Do they set a lot of screens? Are they purposeful in each pass?
Round to Funchess.
Logan's more of a perimeter team, too. You don't see a lot of hard cuts or hard screens.
Funchess drives, kicks it back out to Moran. Back around to Maven, back behind the back dribble. Skip pass stolen by Savidelli.
Dangerous, very dangerous. Skip pass is okay if you have screens on the backside. That's coaches talk about that all the time. First turnover of the game for the Rangers.
Savidelli finds Murfeld. Savidelli for three, no good. Rebound to the Rangers.
You know what? Even though he is a big player and can play the post, he can shoot from that spot.
Absolutely he can. Just a little off target on that one.
We should compliment Ann Wetzel, too, who's a staple here of to creating quality musicians in a small band.
Fantastic national anthem performance.
Yeah, he did.
McGuire Werner takes an extra step.
I talked to him recently. I don't know. Watch this during the broadcast. I talked to him recently about posting up too low. You never post up lower than the block. You know that as a post player. And that time again, where is he? He's almost buried on the baseline. Yeah. He's got no angle.
Skemp over to Murfeld for three, no good. Chased down by Floyd Thomas.
Murfeld had 25 points last night in a big win here over Toma. Toma beat Logan not too long ago. You probably saw that.
Yep.
So see if that plays in here a little bit. Logan struggling.
Long three for Maven doesn't go.
Long shots usually result in long rebounds.
Werner down in the post, double teamed around to Funchess. Floyd Thomas loses the handle, gets it back.
If you're in the post, if you have to kick it back out, repost.
That's
repost.
Right.
And I don't see McGuire Werner doing that as much as he could.
A little behind the back pass from Floyd Thomas there.
Floyd Thomas had a great football season playing defensive end.
Yes, he did. Nice feed to Werner.
Yeah,
shot up
nice.
and good.
Very
First
nice.
basket of the night for either team.
First thing Werner should do is compliment Floyd Thomas for giving him a great entry pass.
2-0 early going.
Both teams playing man-to-man. Again, watch the matchups.
Skemp with the drive, kicks it into the corner. Murfeld fires one.
Yeah,
got it.
Deadly.
For three.
Deadly. If he wouldn't have been injured in his sophomore year and this year, he'd be at nearing the 1,000-point mark, and he's about 800 and some points. Let's watch this matchup. Now Murfeld guarding Maven. Maven guarding Murfeld. Let's see what they do with that. Let's see what they do with that.
Funchess thought about the three. Thomas kicks it around to Moran.
Let's watch Wetzel guarding.
Maven for three. No. Long arms get the rebound for McGuire Werner.
Wetzel at 6'2", guarding McGuire Werner at 6'6". Wetzel, one of my favorite players. Why? Because he has the heart of a champion. He plays better and bigger than what he really is in every sport. But he was injured from football and only played a third of the season.
That's right. Werner misses the first free throw. That foul win against Andrew Skemp, his team's first. And checking into the game, number 15, Jack McHugh-Sake, a 6'5 sophomore.
Plays a lot on the VR team. Jack McHugh-Sake, as you said, only a sophomore at 6'5". Needs to assert himself a little bit more. Let's see if he's young, he's raw, and he's got a lot of potential.
Werner knocks down the second free throw. We're tied at 3. 14.5 minutes to go in the first half. I like the shoes on Jack McHugh-Sake too, the kind of neon pink.
Well, our coach would never allow that. I can tell you that. When I played, we had to wear the shoes we were given.
Were they Chuck Taylors or?
But they were back in those days. By the way, we had practice shoes and game shoes that the school bought us, and traveling sport coats and ties and you name it. Oh, good.
And we're going to get an offensive foul. Easy call there against Gavin Wetzel. Lowered his shoulder.
When you lower your shoulder and you create separation, it's an easy call.
Yes, it is.
And somebody asked me the other day, well, Terry, what about if the defense is moving? Does that make a difference? No.
No, if you're plowing into him, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't. Kind of a slow start here in this game, which you said a lot of people.
We got a whistle.
Holy
I don't know what's going on here.
I don't know. Whatever it was, it's
making a correction.
Cleaned up.
I think they might have been clearing up who the foul was on to the scorer's table. Feed to McGuire Werner goes straight to the official instead of McGuire Werner.
Tad Schwartzoff, the official from
it was a good catch.
From La Crescent. And you know his son is having one tremendous season for the La Crescent Lancers.
I did not know that.
And he is a junior. And by the way, have you looked at La Crescent? Have you seen them? Have you looked at their record?
No, I haven't.
They're impressive.
Shot for three, no good. Bryce Lee grabs the rebound, gets it stolen, but there's the football player in him down on the ground going to get it.
50-50 balls are his.
Max Gauger is into the lineup, number 24.
Bryce Lee, the senior. Gauger had a great football season, too. Gauger,
nice spin move
senior.
for Maven, doesn't go. Rebound, McGuire Werner, no. McHugh-Sake grabs it, kicks it out. Maven for three, no good. Jack McHugh-Sake gets it again and got it.
And
wow.
And right over, right over number 22. And that's Salvadelli, Joe Salvadelli, younger brother of Jake. We got another stoppage of play. What is that all about? Somebody got blood?
I think Bryce Lee got hit in the face, and he's got a bloody nose. Jesse's got a good shot of it on the camera here.
Okay. Well, if you have blood, you have to come out for
That's right. Until they get it stopped.
Got some blood on the floor, too, it appears.
I think so.
Well, we had a nice talk with John Murfeld today. And, of course, we honored Brandon Murfeld, 4 years a starter, 3 different sports here. And I remember him as an athlete at Bloomington High School, and now it's River Ridge down past Prairie du Chien. You familiar with that?
Okay.
He was a great athlete down there, but his mom, Heather Nelke, and now Heather Murfeld, of course, was on the national championship team when she was a freshman at St. Thomas.
All right.
And I worked games back in those days at St. Thomas in the old facility. And she was on that team. Now think of that. She's a freshman. She leaves Aquinas. She goes to St. Thomas, a tremendous
Sorry,
institution.
I'm watching Bryce Lee getting cotton shoved up his nose, and he's laughing.
She's a freshman, and she gets to be part of a national championship team. That's pretty special.
All right, well, while they have a little stoppage here, want to remind you of one of our sponsors for tonight's game. Schumacher Kish has been serving the La Crosse area for over 50 years. Traditional services or prearranged funeral plans, it's comforting to know they'll be there when you need them. Schumacher Kish Funeral Homes in La Crosse, La Crescent, and Onalaska. Always good sponsors for our games. And I think the young lady with the blue gloves is finally completed with her cleanup, and we're ready to go.
Again, a slow start, 5-3 here, and we're 5 minutes into this intra-city MVC matchup.
Murfeld on the wing, guarded by McHugh-Sake. Savidelli drives, kicks, and it's tipped out of bounds, going to stay with the Blue Golds.
Little change for the Logan Rangers now. Jack McHugh-Sake guarding Murfeld. A little more size.
A little more length.
Yeah. So I knew they were going to do some switching, not just have Maven guard them. Let's see if Jack McHugh-Sake can stay with a much quicker Brandon Murfeld.
What he may lack in the speed, he certainly makes up for in the length.
There's a nice entry pass.
Kick out for three, way off target.
Ooh, yeah, that didn't look good when it left his hand, did it?
Joe Savidelli way off target there.
He'll shake that off. Good character athletes do. It's like, oh, get him next time.
5-3 our score, a little under 12 minutes to go in the first half. Slow going here, like you said. It's kind of like the Central Onalaska girls last night. It was 14-9 at halftime.
Ooh, that's surprising. Both teams.
It picked up in the second half, but
Onalaska in particular has got a lot of scores.
And that was Onalaska trailing. They wound up winning that game, but ball knocked out of bounds. Gonna stay with the Rangers. Maven to inbound.
We're gonna have to, if the game keeps going like this, we're gonna have to have more fill-in material here. Keep our viewers interested.
Good defense by Lane Meadow down in the post.
Nice
drive by
very nice
Calvin Maven.
And he's a triple threat athlete. He should do more of that. Sometimes too content to shoot from the outside.
Brown on the wing. Gauger picks up his dribble, goes to Savidelli. Back to Murfeld for three. Gets knocked down, no call. Murfeld 1 out of 3 from downtown tonight. Maven with a drive,
nice
flip,
nice.
And he's got it. Nice play, Calvin Maven.
Blue Goals
and it looks like that's going to be a timeout. And while they take a timeout, we're going to do the same. We're going to take a break. We'll be back. 9-3 our score, 10:37 left in the first half on the KQEG TV High School Game of the Week.
You know that Boyers is a small family business.
That doesn't mean it's not fully staffed. Here's our sales department.
Purchasing department.
Delivery and setup.
Warehouse crew.
Quality control.
Advertising.
We've got the best in sales, service, and selection. Come on down and check out Boyer's Furniture.
No matter where you are, it's easy to find Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
Schneider Heating, La Crosse.
Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning. Here you are.
Right now, get over $1,700 in rebates and utility credits with your new Carrier Infinity heating and cooling system.
Call or visit us online to ask more about our Gold Star maintenance program.
Schneider Heating, West Salem.
Schneider Heating around West Salem. Here you go.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
Welcome back, everyone. 9-3 our score, 10:37 left in the first half. Logan in the lead. Murfeld hands to Savidelli. Savidelli with a drive, back around to his brother.
He had Floyd Thomas beat, and he kicked it back out again.
Maybe he'll get another crack at it here. Little hesitation, dribble, shot goes up, but a foul.
Yeah, and a hang dribble, Carl, where he froze the defense and then accelerated off the dribble. Nice move.
That foul is on Floyd Thomas. It's his team's first. 2 fouls against the Blue Golds, only 1 against Logan. Misses the first free throw. And Gavin Wetzel coming back in. Going to replace Lane Meadow, the senior.
Good to see those seniors get in early in this game. They didn't start, but
getting the playing time.
Exactly.
And he gets the shooter's roll. 9-4 the score. Good defense by Gavin Wetzel down in the post on McGuire Werner. And that's the first time we've seen Malik Brown out here, number 5.
Malik Brown signed a
nice shot by McGuire Werner for 2.
Signed a scholarship to play at Winona State. I had a great football season.
Savidelli guarded by Floyd Thomas.
Kind of a similar start back in January, on January 17th, where Aquinas was slow coming out of the blocks. Logan's defense kind of negating any attempt to attack the basket.
So they may need to make some adjustments and beat him from the perimeter. Wetzel down low, gets his man up in the air. Shot altered by McGuire Werner, but he stuck with it.
Kind of what I said earlier. You know, he plays bigger than what he is. Over an outstretched McGuire Werner. That was impressive.
Brown over to Maven. Back up to McHugh-Sake, around to Thomas. Maven thought about the shot. Malik Brown for three, he got it.
He's a weapon off the bench. Doesn't play a lot, but when he gets in, he contributes.
First three-pointer for any of the Logan Rangers tonight. Wetzel around, shot up, no good.
Looked good by Skemp. He usually makes that shot too.
Had a good look at it.
13 points last night. He's probably the most improved player for
nice feed to McGuire Werner. Oh, a little too strong. I thought he was going to get it.
Yeah, that was a great pass.
Murfeld in the open court, and we got a whistle and a foul.
Every time I see that two-man game, it always reminds me of the best two-man duo in the sport of basketball in the NBA, Stockton and Karl Malone.
I don't know. I think Jordan and Pippen had something to say about that.
Yeah, I don't know. Just that ball screen in that two-man game of Stockton and Malone was incredible.
I will agree with you that they had the best pick-and-roll game.
That's exactly. They did. Another couple switches. Julie and Erickson in the game for the Rangers.
Boy, that name sounds familiar.
Yeah.
I wonder why that might be.
Played some VR and has been elevated to the varsity, so worked hard and gets some playing time.
Quinn Miskowski in, number 12, a 5'9" freshman for the Blue Golds. Feed down to Werner. Back around to Funchess, back into the game.
Nice
drive
move
by Maven.
Good move, good hang time though. Maven, 3 times he's attacked the basket and scored on 2 of them.
Looking down low to Wetzel. Guarded by Werner. Back around to Miskowski. Nice
move.
Drive. Little floater doesn't go. Brown takes it back out.
Dwyer says, I better not lead the fast break with the ball. He gives it up.
I neglected to mention Floyd Thomas did pick up his second personal foul, so he is sitting on the bench. As Funchess misses that one.
Funchess with an easy shot.
Savidelli with a wild shot. That's what we were talking about valuing possessions. That was a rushed possession.
Going down and just throwing the ball up. That's just, he's better than that.
Funchess around to Brown. Back to Maven. Thought about the 3 to Erickson. Brown guarded by Savidelli. Looks to drive. We got a whistle.
Got an off-ball foul. Or do we have
I think we have a timeout.
No, it wouldn't have been a timeout. The Rangers had the ball. I don't know what we got.
I think we do have a timeout.
Rangers have a timeout, I guess.
All right, we'll take a look at another one of our sponsors for tonight's game. Blaschke and Schneider Funeral Homes has been providing thoughtful services for over 80 years, now with 2 locations on Caledonia Street and West Avenue. Before the game ends tonight, you and I, Terry, will choose a Blaschke Schneider Funeral Home player of the game for both Aquinas and for Logan. Stay tuned, coming up later in the second half.
And it might not be somebody that is the leading scorer either.
No.
He's somebody that does the intangibles also.
That's right. So stick around for that. 14-8 our score. Logan in the lead, 6:25 left in the first half. It was a quick timeout for Andy Fernholtz. Didn't like what he saw in his offensive set, obviously. Werner down low,
nice
off the
move.
glass and good.
Nice move. I just think post passes. Sometimes they they get back sent out, undeliverable, but post passes are a big part of any team. Charting post passes. You agree?
I do. Logan doubling up the score here, 16-8. Savidelli for 3, no good. Chased down by Wetzel. Back to Savidelli. Round to Miskowski for 3, no good. Back tap to Murfeld. Shot goes up and good.
Yeah, he's got to get hot. Salvadelli's got to show up, and Murfeld has got to score 15 or 20 for the Blue Golds to win.
Well, we all know he's capable of that. Down to Werner. Nice, easy layup for him. Nice feed there.
The Blue Golds need to make an adjustment on Werner inside, starting with more intense ball pressure and maybe double team or 3/4, or maybe even play behind him.
Looks like Bryce Lee is patched up and ready to go, looking to check in at the scorer's table. Wetzel with a nice reverse layup.
Pretty.
I love that.
That was pretty. Knowing that he couldn't get over the top of Werner on one side, so he goes to the other side.
18-12, Logan in the lead.
If one door is closed, check the other door, right?
Devin Moran is also back in here. Julian Erickson on the perimeter.
Devin Moran's been a little inconsistent.
Brown gets it stolen away by Murfeld, and we got a 2-on-1. Murfeld fires it up, no good. Rebound to Wetzel, and got it.
Whoa. I'll compliment good calls, but I'll also question some calls, and that was questionable. I didn't see a travel on that.
I did not either.
That took 2 points away from the Blue Golds.
Funchess around to Maven, who's back in. He had a short little rest. Maven fires a 3, way too long. Bryce Lee with a rebound.
Got to know your shot selection.
Savidelli down low, no good. Gets his own rebound, fires it back to Murfeld. I'm not even sure he knew that's who it was going to. Down to Bryce Lee.
That's a good entry pass.
And one.
Whoa, not much contact on that, but a good entry pass. Let athletes be athletes is what we say in our pregame and what the NC2A tells us. Let athletes be athletes. If you aren't dislodged, displaced, let them play.
Jack McHugh-Sake picks up the foul, his first, the third team foul. Lee's free throw rattles out.
He turned the other way. I think he thought
it was going down. He was even holding the follow through.
He was. It was like, that's baby's going down.
Good style points, but no real points on that one.
Exactly. Werner
Funches for 3.
Oh.
A hustle rebound for Floyd Thomas.
There's our play of the first half right there for the Rangers.
New life.
You chart that if you're an assistant coach. You point that out to your team in the next practice. Look at that rebound by Floyd Thomas where he raced across the floor to get it.
Maven around to Funches.
Both teams very patient, very deliberate.
Thomas with a little left hand, no good. Rebound Bryce Lee, and we got a foul over the back.
Oh. We also talk about something, I don't know if you ever did when you played, but consequential change. You get the rebound, you're going the other way. Nothing matters, little contact, play on. No consequential change.
I could see that one going either way. Wetzel up top, guarded by Funches. Miskowski. Around to Murfeld, down to Lee. There's an interesting size matchup.
Go up with it. There
he goes.
Yeah, challenge him. You get the ball that deep, You have confidence.
And you're that much stronger.
Yeah,
as well.
and hey, he's not a scorer. We know that. He knows that. But he's capable of doing things like that when he gets it in.
He's got 4 points so far.
I think he thinks he's got 5. I think he still thinks that the free throw went in.
Nobody told him. Moran kicks it out to Funchess. You know, I'd like to see Ja'Kai Funchess make a few more moves towards the hoop. He's been living on the perimeter.
You got to be a threat. You got to be a threat to score, to
Moran
drive.
To Werner.
You got to be a threat.
Got it tipped.
Otherwise, nobody's going to guard you.
Funchess gets it stolen away, and there goes Murfeld on a fast break.
Foolish.
And Murfeld ties the game at 18.
And he's a good kid. I don't mean that, but
after a slow start, the Blue Golds have awakened, and now we've got ourselves a tie game with 1:20 to go.
Kind of what we're hoping for, but not 18-18, more like 30-30.
I was thinking something around that, but you know, defensive battles are fun too.
That's nice.
Nice play by Maven, rebound by Werner.
He's got to do more of that. You got to have your name on a ball. When you see a rebound, you got to go after it, like George Raveling used to say in a book he wrote called War on the Boards. Something you probably read when you were a post player in high school.
You know, I didn't read it, so I think I have to.
I think you'd have been playing Division I somewhere if you'd have read that book.
Maybe. I also needed to put on a little weight.
You probably were built sort of like McGuire Werner, huh?
Exactly.
He said he loses 20 pounds during the course of a season.
I believe that.
Because he's got such a high metabolism.
Long two. Oh, they gave him a three. And that gives them a lead. Quinn Muskowski knocks it down.
Well, Muskowski doing his job.
8 seconds.
He's just coming off the bench.
4 seconds.
See if they get a good
Drive.
shot off.
Werner fires it up and banks it in at the buzzer to take back the lead as we head into halftime. Didn't think McGuire Werner was even going to get a shot up off of that, and he did. And so our score at half, Logan with a slimmest of margin, 22-21 lead, as we will take our halftime break. We'll be back in a little bit. You're watching the KQEG TV High School Game of the Week.
No matter where you are, it's easy to find Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
Schneider Heating, Lacrosse.
Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning. Here you are.
Right now, get over $1,700 in rebates and utility credits with your new Carrier Infinity Heating and Cooling System.
Call or visit us online to ask more about our Gold Star maintenance program.
Schneider Heating, West Salem.
Schneider Heating around West Salem. Here you go.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
Dinner tonight? Don't go just anywhere. Make it special. A fiesta at Fiesta Mexicana. Real, authentic Mexican food made fresh every single day. Quesadillas, fajitas, burritos, enchiladas, and don't forget the margaritas. Looking for a place for a special celebration? Well, Fiesta Mexicana can handle groups up to 65 people. Their party planners will help you with a special menu or a delicious Mexican buffet. They can even cater a party in your home. So make it special. Make it Fiesta Mexicana on Mormon Cooley Road at the south end of La Crosse.
Welcome back, everybody. It is halftime here at the KQEG TV High School Game of the Week at Aquinas High School. And we've got a dance performance with all different ages of Aquinas students, and looks like a few educators as well.
Kind of reminds me of a few games ago at Logan. There's
a wonderful shot.
The court was full of dancers, and 5 of our granddaughters were part of that, so that was pretty special.
It's wonderful.
Just for parents to see their kids or grandparents and brothers, sisters, and so on out there is pretty special.
Probably about 40 or so little girls of all kinds of varying ages and sizes. Their shirts say "I Heart Aquinas."
I never get sick of watching that either.
Yeah, it warms your heart.
It does.
It's good to see.
Well, you probably have some stats, but maybe before that, I'll just share my thoughts. Certainly the game was not very entertaining. I mean, that's not a very profound statement. That's a fact. It just was not. Defense certainly controlled the first half with both teams. I didn't think either team set very good screens and attacked the basket to the level that they could have. I don't think any of the players, they would admit that their true colors did not surface in that first half.
I don't think any one moment stood out to me in the first half, except for maybe the moment that you mentioned about the play by Floyd Thomas with the hustle rebound. But other than that, it seemed like a lot of stagnant offense.
Very stagnant.
There wasn't a lot of ball movement. Usually in lower scoring affairs, a lot of times either the defense is dominating or you've just had difficulty scoring. What's wound up happening is that they've had difficulty getting any chances because they haven't taken any opportunities.
I'm a big fan of the style of Mike Krzyzewski, Rick Majerus, and Bob Knight, where they would set multiple screens and just beat the living heck out of people and wear them out by setting powerful screens and making people foul and get frustrated and so on. And that style seems to not be, at least here this evening. And I don't think, like I said, this is the kind of game where you're a senior. Now, the Blue Goals play another intercity game Monday, and we're going to be covering that game.
That's right.
And that's going to be exciting. But this is the last intercity game for the seniors for Logan. The last intercity game that they'll ever play. So, I mean, you should have a peak performance, rise to the occasion. I think the only player that really impressed me, I'm not being critical either, that really impressed me was McGuire Werner, who is elevated his game a little bit inside in the post.
And he had a slow start as well. You know, almost all of these players had slow starts for the game. McGuire Werner didn't get it going until about halfway through that half. So now for the Blue Golds, I like what I've seen out of Brandon Murfeld. I like what I've seen out of Bryce Lee, too, in the limited time that he's been out there, too. He's been playing aggressive ball.
What's it going to take for each team to win? I'll share my thoughts. You can share yours.
All right.
First, I think Jake Salvadelli, who did not play well in the first half, he's such a quality kid, needs to show his Blue Gold true colors in the second half. Because remember, he only had 2 in that loss on January 17 at the Logan Fieldhouse.
And he's only got 1 so far, so that's unlike him.
And oh my goodness, is it ever? And Murfeld's got to score about 10 points in the second half. If the Rangers are going to win, Kelvin Maven, the senior leader, the floor general, has got to show the fact that he can indeed be a leader.
I would agree.
And so I think those factors right there, among others, of course, are going to decide the outcome of this.
Because we have not seen a lot of Calvin Maven tonight. You're right. So to run down a little statistics on the first half, for the Logan Rangers, who leads all scorers for either team, McGuire Werner has 11, Calvin Maven has 4, Malik Brown with 3, and Jack McHugh-Sake with 2. Then for the Aquinas Blue Golds, 9 for Murfeld, 4 apiece for Gavin Wetzel and Bryce Lee, 3 for Quinn Miskowski, and just 1 for Jacob Savadelli. And from the free throw line, only 1 out of 2 for Logan. They only had the 1 trip from McGuire Werner. And 3 out of 5 from the free throw line for Aquinas. Neither team a ton of foul trouble. A foul apiece for just Gavin Wetzel and Andrew Skemp for Logan, and then 2 fouls apiece for Jack McHugh-Sake and Floyd Thomas. So both of those guys will need to be mildly cautious in the early going of the second half, but I think it's pretty much all systems go.
I think our viewers have heard me say this before, but I think really you really evaluate a player on how many times you go to the free throw line. And you evaluate a team as how many times you attack the basket and go to the free throw line. You evaluate a rebounder how many times you get fouled from behind. I mean, so fouls are an important part of the game.
All right, we got to take a quick break. Before we come back, we'll have the second half in just a moment on the KQEG TV High School Game of the Week.
You know that Boyers is a small family business.
That doesn't mean it's not fully staffed. Here's our sales department.
Purchasing department. Delivery and setup. Warehouse crew.
Quality control.
Advertising.
We've got the best in sales, service, and selection. Come on down and check out Boyers Furniture.
Welcome back, everybody. Second half just about to start. Logan with a 22-21 lead. And Aquinas will begin with the ball. Carl Greenfield and Terry Erickson, Jesse up on camera on the crow's nest of the Aquinas Gymnasium.
We have a set. Oh, nice pass.
And a nice shot there by Gavin Wetzel.
What did I say earlier about Gavin Wetzel? He's about 6 inches smaller than McGuire Werner, and he just challenges him. That's sheer desire.
That's the football player in him. Maven's shot doesn't go, but he gets fouled.
A little bit of a wild shot, Carl, but nevertheless, the clock stops. He goes to the free throw line.
And he's shaking his right hand like he got it bumped.
If you didn't...
that foul's on Gavin Wetzel. That's his second. First free throw goes down for Calvin Maven.
If you're late watching this telecast, Jackson Hamilton out for another few games until he returns from a concussion. Freak accident, and it happened in the Central game in warm-ups. I talked to him, he said he played the whole game, but he doesn't even remember the game, Carl.
That's not good.
No. And
that's a scary thing.
Yeah.
Head injuries are nothing to be too cautious about. Savadelli with a drive, gets it knocked away. I like the aggressiveness, though. We talked about him, being a non-factor in the first half.
Yeah, I like the determination. Should have jump stopped and used a shot fake, and he would have went to the free throw line.
Would have gotten Werner right in the air.
Plus, get a big guy like Werner in foul trouble.
Wetzel gets it blocked, back out to Skemp.
Did he pass that to himself?
I'm not sure. Murfeld fires the three, no good. Rebound Floyd Thomas. There's a strong rebound.
Yeah, but one of few for Floyd Thomas so far. He can be much more of a factor off the glass.
Starting lineups are in for both teams.
See if they continue to go to the post.
Funchess fires a three, no good. And we got a foul on the rebound.
That might have been on either Moran or on Floyd Thomas.
That is on Moran. That's his first.
First half, Carl, there must have been 8 to 10 post passes into McGuire Werner. And some of them he kicked out, but let's see how many post passes we get in the second half.
Down to Murfeld with a floater.
Murfeld intimidated by McGuire Werner. Andrew Skemp hasn't gotten in the flow of the game yet either. Had 13 last night.
Werner double teamed and throws it away.
I just don't like those cross-court passes. They're more common now than when I
Murfeld
played.
Hesitates, finds Wetzel, who gets hammered by McGuire Werner.
Nice pass, and Skemp. No, Skemp in on that play, but Salvadelli will go to check that. Murfeld, I'm blocked here.
That is Gavin Wetzel at the free throw line.
Sorry. Wake up, Terry.
Makes the first one. That's okay, Terry. Well,
I wasn't too alert in the first half, but but the halftime show was the best part of the game so far, and that was the dancers.
It was really fun.
Build Me Up Buttercup.
That's right.
One of my favorite songs from the past.
Second free throw goes for Wetzel. He makes a pair.
Do you remember who was the artist? Build Me Up Buttercup. Do you remember that?
Oh man, you're testing me, Terry.
Well, yeah, but you're a musician. You're a singer.
I'm a classically trained musician. I don't always remember every pop tune, but
there's a nice move. Hung in the air.
Somebody's gonna kill me for that one. My dad might be watching this game and said, "Carl, why don't you know that?"
It's back in my time. Yeah, and a foul on the dribble. Jack McHugh's sake, and that's what points of emphasis are for officials, is to call hand checks on a drive.
Well, thanks to my Google machine in my pocket, that is the foundations.
Oh,
Build Me Up Buttercup. 26-25, Logan with a 1-point lead. Wetzel down low, gets it blocked. Ooh.
Oh.
Got a call against McGuire-Werner, and that's number 2 against him.
Yeah, but called from an official that was way away from the play. That's not good.
15-26 remaining in the half. First free throw rattles out. Second one goes for Wetzel.
Still kind of a slow evolving second half, similar to the first half.
Tied at 26 with 15-18 to go.
Oh, forced that shot.
Oh,
but
there you go.
But it went in.
Sometimes the best scorers can force a shot and it'll still go in.
That's right. See that all the time, don't you? Oh, nice pass.
And a clean block from Werner.
Should have used a shot fake.
Moran throws up a 3. Got it. Devin Moran with his first bucket of the night.
He doesn't shoot enough, and he doesn't complement his outside shooting with a dribble, because he's been effective in the limited times he's shot the ball this year.
Savidelli with a drive, kicks it out, back around. Murfeld, guarded by Floyd Thomas. Savidelli, Jack McHugh's sake, back into the ball game.
Too much standing around on this possession. Doesn't look productive, does it?
Savidelli with a drive, runs over his man, and McHugh's sake takes the charge.
McHugh's sake, a good job of holding his ground. And it was not a hard call either. It was the correct call. Lee in for the Blue Golds, and Wetzel gets a little break. Lee looked good in the first half, as you mentioned. See if he can contribute now.
Drive for Maven, pulls up, no good. We talked about getting Calvin Maven going.
Yeah, we did, and he's showed a little bit of that now in the second half.
Yeah, now up to 9 points in the game. Had 4 in the first half. 13:51 to go, 31-26 Logan in the lead. Murfeld loses the dribble, gets it back, gives it to Savidelli.
Thomas doing a nice job on Murfeld.
Skemp up top. Hesitation dribble,
Nice
finds Bryce
pass.
Lee, and he's got it.
That's what penetration does. Somebody leaves their man, and then you find an open player. That's why when you perimeterize the whole game, you're not accomplishing anything.
Round to Thomas, back to Moran.
The intangibles, like what Skemp just did. People don't appreciate that kind of stuff enough.
It doesn't always show up in the scorebook.
Force that.
Not a great shot for Floyd Thomas.
Got to know your shot. Got to know, you got to have a feel for when you should shoot.
Skemp throws up a 3,
Well,
got it.
He was hotter than heck last night, scoring 13, and I've seen him play since he's been young, and he's got the capabilities of shooting from the outside.
And we got a timeout. While they take their timeout, we're going to do the same thing. 12:50 to go, tied at 31. Don't step away.
You know that Boyers is a small family business.
That doesn't mean it's not fully staffed. Here's our sales department.
Purchasing department. Delivery and setup. Warehouse crew.
Quality control.
Advertising.
We've got the best in sales, service, and selection. Come on down and check out Boyer's Furniture.
Welcome back, everybody. Carl Greenfield, Terry Erickson. 12:50 to go in the second half.
Hey,
tied at 31.
I'm looking forward to Monday night. Aquinas at Central. The special part of that game is they're going to honor 40 years ago, 1979, the Central Red Raiders went to the state tournament with the 5 Ks. Kubi, Kroger, Keel, Kroll, and Carroll. The 5 Ks. A legendary
Say that
team.
5 times fast.
And we're going to be broadcasting. I'm going to have an interview with Coach Barrett and Kevin Carroll, part of that team, before the game. We got a full slot of games next week. We're going to be broadcasting Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We got a big week next week.
I'll be there for the Friday Aquinas girls game.
I'll be with you.
That'll be a good one.
So I hope our viewers will, if you can't make the game, you'll pick us up on next week. And then the following week, we'll be continuing in our postseason coverage with the boys. We're going to cover Central boys, maybe West Salem boys.
And if you're watching us on the stream, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Nice shot there for Ja'Kai Funchess, goes down.
I've seen him do a lot of that, and we haven't seen that much of him tonight, but he's got the capabilities.
And that's the first time that we've seen Funchess get it inside into the paint, and he got a bucket out of it.
Nice
feed.
Oh,
nice
my goodness.
Shot fake.
Block to block.
And
Salvadelli to Bryce Lee. Bryce Lee is
having
on his
a coming out party
on
tonight.
his way to maybe some post-game honors.
That's right.
Boy, we're in a spot here where there's a lot of traffic.
There's a lot of traffic here.
Jeez.
But that is the uniqueness of this locale.
That looked like an offensive foul.
And it will be against Funchess.
It was.
Pushed off.
Good officials spot that and create. When separation is created and the defense is at a disadvantage, you got to go the other way.
33 apiece. 11:22 left in the game.
This is in
regulation. Yeah, we might see overtime tonight.
Watch this game. Don't turn the channel or turn us off. You can mute us if you want, but don't continue to watch us because this.
Well, I don't know why you would mute us. That's
right down to the wire.
Joe Salvadelli in the game. Gives to Jacob.
Still waiting for Jake Salvadelli to emerge here this evening.
Andrew Skemp gets fouled on the drive.
Skemp trying to create something and a little bit off balance, wasn't he? Trying to go into the land of the Giants. And that's some interesting outfits here tonight on senior night here. It's
that's
a tropical look.
Well, that's a three-pointer for Brandon Murfeld.
Yeah, the tropical look here, 44 and 27.
That's the semi-pro Will Ferrell movie.
There you go. Murfeld. Well, we said one of the keys in the second half is going to be Murfeld. Let's see if that holds true. Murfeld, Salvadelli. Haven't seen much from Werner in the second half because he hasn't got any post-play passes.
Excuse me, that was a two-pointer for Brandon Murfeld. I had him down for a 3. That was only a 2.
Oh, nice again. Malik Brown in the game too, but there's another Salvadelli block-to-block pass and another Bryce Lee. He must be a senior. He's bringing his true colors.
Senior night, 37-33. This may be the biggest lead that Aquinas has had tonight.
Well,
pretty close to it.
An empty trip here will create.
We'll get the crowd going.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Will cause another. I don't like the way
Thomas
that looks. Nice move.
Got it.
A little bit off balance. Drew a little. It didn't look good from the beginning, but it ended up good.
37-35 now, 9:40 to go.
Strategy. Let's see from the neck up. Let's see who can put it together.
Ball movement. Skemp got Funches tapping it away. Busy hands from Ja'Kai Funches.
Very busy and careless play by Andrew Skemp. He's got a world of talent in front of him, I can tell you that. He's going to be a nice player.
Skemp guarded by Maven. Savidelli throws up a three, too long.
Oh.
Jacob Savidelli just hasn't found his stroke yet tonight.
Well, stay tuned because it could very well happen.
It can show up at any time, that's for sure.
Oh.
Maven loses the handle, but a foul.
Because he's a quality player, so. Those are tough calls to make. When you try to split the defense and there's a little contact, you know, how do you determine who's foul, if that's a foul or not? Those are discerning calls.
That foul does go against Bryce Lee. It's the third team foul. That's Bryce Lee's first foul.
Jack McCusick back in for Logan.
Nice shot by Calvin Maven.
He elevated well, didn't he?
And we got a timeout here. Looks like Andy Fernholt's taking a timeout.
Another 30.
Take a look at another one of our sponsors for tonight's game. That's Battery Mart. Battery Mart is not just for car batteries. At Battery Mart, you'll find batteries for your boat, your ATV, motorcycle, lawn tractor, even your snowblower. Batteries for all your warm and cold weather equipment. Battery Mart is located in the industrial park below Gunderson Health System, or check in the yellow pages or on Google for batteries. 9:01 to go, tied at 37. Coach Fernholtz has 2 timeouts remaining. Brad Reinhardt with 4 of his timeouts remaining. And we got a whistle right away. That's going to go against Floyd Thomas. And that's foul number 4.
He's got to come out. McGuire Werner back in. That's kind of a needless foul. Just looking at our basketball for next week, I talked about that. Tuesday we're at Central, and you're working next week too. Friday, Carl and Terry at Aquinas. Saturday, we're working also here at Aquinas, and lots of basketball next week.
Murfeld with a 1-and-1 opportunity. First one goes down.
I'm working 3 games myself and as an official and broadcasting 4. So I got 7 games next week.
I think you'll make it.
I hope so. Then I'm headed to Arizona in early March to watch some spring training.
There you go. Murfeld makes them both.
Backcourt fouls, which Floyd Thomas just had, are hard for coaches to handle. Those are
tough to justify.
Yeah, exactly.
Down low to Werner. Werner gets it blocked by Bryce Lee, and he grabs the loose ball.
That's the first entry pass of the second half.
And we got a whistle. Travel.
Yeah, it looked like it was. A little out of control. A little out of control, Murfeld, and a turnover. Nobody seems to want to take control of this game.
I was just going to say, take this game over.
No, nobody seems to have that spark in them that really wants to take it over.
But you know that there are several players on this floor that are capable of that at any given time. McGuire Werner, Calvin Maven, Brandon Murfeld, Jacob Savidelli. We'd like to see him get going. Moran throws it up, no good.
I'd be asking my players, like, who is going to emerge and take charge?
Murfeld throws up a 3. There's one of those guys that can take charge.
Carl, nobody on him. Nobody even close.
Completely ignored.
I don't know if there was a mix-up or what. Who wants to take charge? Who's going to emerge as a senior leader? Oh.
No good on the three for Moran.
Rangers need a timeout.
And Skemp on the fast break, no good, followed by Wetzel, rips it away.
Wetzel came coast to coast to get that rebound, Carl. This is an important possession. Let's see how much they value it right here. Let's
Nice
see what
feed.
they do. Let's see what they do
Lee
on this.
fights it up, no good. Got it blocked by McGuire-Werner.
Yeah. You're ahead by 5. You're closing in on 7 minutes. How do you value a possession? That was not the best possession.
Got foul going against Murfeld, his first.
Maven, a very good free throw shooter.
Maven, he's now 2 out of 3 in the game tonight.
Skemp takes a break. And, you know, I think I would, if I'm Brad Reinhardt, I might leave Bryce Lee, leave him in the rest of the game.
That's right. Looks like he's even ditched the cotton that was up his left nostril from the bloody nose he had earlier in the game, so that must have slowed down.
I think his grandfather probably told him, get that out of your nose. You might be on TV. Oh, nice.
Oh, nice head fake.
Well, he got his rebound. Now, has he had a good game? No, not according to his expectations, but look at that effort there. Rewarded with 2 free throws. He missed a shot. He didn't cry and pout. He got his own rebound.
Foul goes against Jack McHugh's sake, and that's 4 on him. Savidelli makes the first free throw. So 2 guys with 4 fouls, and basically everyone else is in good shape on the entire floor.
Yeah.
Got Floyd Thomas and McHugh Sake both with 4 fouls. McHugh Sake remaining in the game.
2 quality free throws by Salvadelli. Not surprising. Tough big possession for the Rangers, I think, as we close in on just under 6, under 7, I mean.
44-39, Aquinas with the lead. Maven feeds to Werner, finds McHugh Sake, and no good. Rebound, Gavin Wetzel. Got that at the top of his jump.
Let's go back and look at that rebound.
Shot up and off the side of the backboard. No, Lee throws it up, no good, and we got a foul.
He hurried it.
He had every
got a rebound.
opportunity.
Instead of just kind of throwing it up, just take your time. But let's go back and look if we had a clip to see that rebound by Wetzel. That was a rebound that you want to take out and show.
He high pointed the ball. It was like a wide receiver.
He did. And he meant business with his body language. I like that.
6:16 to go, 44-39, still our score.
Nice
Feed to
pass.
Werner, too easy.
Oh my goodness. Jakai Funches with a very nice pass. Maybe that will ignite the Rangers. Oh, the little
double team on Savidelli, and he splits it.
He did a nice job, didn't he, of splitting that.
Murfeld fires it up, no good.
A little off balance.
Fight for a rebound comes to Jack McHugh's sake.
Murfeld, little off balance on his shot.
And looking for the fast break, gets it stolen back.
Slow down. Slow down.
Maven,
slow down.
A little out of control, but he gets a foul drawn.
Play within yourself. Slow down. But he gets to the free throw line. So it's like, Terry, just be quiet.
Sometimes it works. See who that foul's going against. Actually, he's not going to the free throw line.
Malik Brown in and Jack McHugh's sake. He's played well for his limited time.
That is the 3rd foul on Bryce Lee.
Joe Salvadelli back in. Bryce Lee. I wouldn't leave Bryce Lee out too long. I'd bring him back in.
He's been a spark plug for this Aquinas Blue Gold team.
Oh, he has. He has. He knows his role. That's the key to being a successful player in a team. Know your role. Accept your role. Oh, dangerous.
Whoa.
Dangerous.
Here's Jakai Funches showing his athleticism.
Yeah.
Shot no good. Nice rebound, Malik Brown, but he fires it into his bench.
Malik Brown did a nice job. You're right. A little bit out of control. I was just going to say.
He was mostly just trying to save it and just trying to find somebody, and in fairness, he did throw it to a teammate. He just happened to be seated on the bench. Just over 5 minutes to go, 44-41.
Andrew Skemp back in too, Carl, and I was
good to have him back out there. Long two, no good.
Oh, nice.
Rebound, Joe Savidelli. Fake for Wetzel, and he gets it blocked from behind, but a foul.
That's a hard call to make. But before Andrew Skemp came back in, I was thinking to myself, if I'm Brad Reinhardt, I'm going to bring Skemp back in and I'm going to leave him in. Because I think he's got the ability to hit that quality three-point shot.
Oh, no good.
Got to make free throws when you're under 5 minutes. Floyd Thomas in. 4 fouls to see how smart he is, huh?
Floyd Thomas and Jack McCusick both with 4 fouls, and McCusick is on the bench right now. Thomas back in. Second free throw, no good. Misses a pair, and that's a big miss.
Big miss is right under 5. 3-point lead for the Blue Golds.
Thomas at the point, over to Maven.
See what kind of
Moran.
Quality possession we have.
Blake Brown loses it, gets it back, fortunately for him.
Oh, dangerous right there. Could have been a charge right there.
Floyd Thomas hits the floor hard.
Out of control, Carl. That was a 50-50 call, didn't you think?
I don't know. I
looked like he kind of led with his shoulder.
I think he got his arm hooked pretty early in that sequence. That foul's on Jacob Savidelli, his second. Floyd Thomas gets that one to rattle out.
Don't see many screens set on the part of the Ranger half-court offense. Mostly 5 out and try to find some driving lanes.
Makes the second one. Cuts the lead to 2, 44-42 now.
Well, hang on, viewers.
It's going to be a fun one to the end.
Nice pass.
Wetzel with a fake. Throws it up, no good.
Bothered by McGuire Werner.
He knew that presence was there.
He didn't block it, but he bothered him, and that's
the power of a shot blocker.
Oh, absolutely. You do the little things. You're in the intangibles. Your presence in the post is key as your defense. Oh.
Drive hitting the underside of the backboard.
Turnover.
And going back to the Blue Golds.
Again, a little out of control, wouldn't you say? I mean,
a little bit. Bryce Lee replaces Gavin Wetzel, and you got to figure Lee will probably stay there for the remainder of the game.
I think I'd bring Wetzel back in too. I'd have both of them to rebound down the stretch run.
And guarding McGuire Werner down low too. Savidelli was the intended receiver of that pass, and he got fouled.
I don't know who the foul was on. I just kind of missed that. We got lots of traffic.
I think they got Calvin Maven for that foul, and that is his first.
Okay, he must have. He didn't
got
say
him in passing.
He didn't say anything, so he must have known it was on him.
Savidelli's first free throw goes in.
Free throws win games down the stretch, Carl.
I always go back to one of my coaches that I worked with. There are 3 ways to win a basketball game: free throws, turnovers, and rebounding.
Yeah.
If you win at least 2 of those 3 battles, you're going to win the ball game 95% of the time.
Your coach was correct. Huge possession here, wouldn't you say? We're approaching 3 minutes. Let's
46-42.
Let's see how cerebral the Blue Golds are, up by 4. Oh, nice move.
There's a cerebral move.
A cerebral move. Well, we're waiting for him. He's making his free throws. He made a clutch basket there.
Suddenly he's waking up.
Nice pass.
And a slam dunk for McGuire Werner.
And a good timeout. There's Stockton and Malone right there.
A little bit.
That was nice bounce pass. That was well done.
Bacalar's Sausage, another one of our sponsors for tonight's game. Producing quality, award-winning sausage products since 1935, made with the finest ingredients using recipes handed down through generations. Bacalar's products are available at your local grocery store. If you're planning a cookout this year, remember, a grill is not a grill without Bacalar sausage on it. Bacalar's, locally owned and community involved, a fan favorite since 1935. And Fiesta Mexicana, another one of our sponsors. For truly delicious, authentic, and fresh Mexican food, make it Fiesta Mexicana on La Crosse's south side. Burritos, fajitas, tacos, chimichangas, and margaritas in multiple flavors. Sit inside or outside on their patio, probably not in this weather. They cater and can host your next party or special event. Make it a fiesta at Fiesta Mexicana on La Crosse's south side.
A lot of complicated words in that ad. If you'd have had a margarita or two before the game, I don't think you'd have done so well with that ad.
Well, that's the 7 years of Spanish that I took coming in handy.
It sure sounded like it. Well, 4 points and a timeout by the Rangers, and they come back with a little surprise and change with a zone trap.
1-3-1 full court press.
Yeah, let's see how the Blue Goals attack it, and they do well. Rick Majerus, surprise and change is what he did on after timeouts.
If you can get one freebie possession out of it, it's worth it.
Should have kept going on that.
See, my dad is watching. He just texted me and said it's Jordan and Pippen. That's the better duo,
Oh, I don't know. I don't know about that. Let's put that to a vote.
Skemp with a drive off the glass. No rebound. Gavin Wetzel. There's a big rebound.
Was it ever? And certainly Dean Smith would like to see this spreading the court.
Four
offense.
Corners.
Yeah, remember that?
I sure do.
He pioneered the four-corner offense.
Remember when Dean Smith passed away?
Yeah.
North Carolina opened their game in the four corners offense as a tribute to him.
I do remember that. Certainly.
Certainly. Foul on Malik Brown.
Certainly, if you're watching this, it's not the Blue Goals are not. The intent is not to just stall.
No.
It's to widen the court and find a good shot.
And get an opportunity. Maybe you find a crease in the defense and you go for it.
Exactly. Spread the court, look for fouls, make your free throws like that.
Wetzel makes the first.
Make your free throws. Don't make mistakes. Use your timeouts. Rangers have a little bit of a challenge ahead of them now, down by 6.
With second one goes.
See how smart they are climbing back into this game with good shots.
5 for 8 from the free throw line is Gavin Wetzel.
Oh, forced that
Maven,
a little bit.
Too strong.
And he forced it. No red jerseys on the glass. Rangers need to foul now, too.
Murfeld with a drive, layup good, no call.
That could have sealed it right there. And he parted the Red Sea, and nobody came over. Oh, my goodness.
And another forced shot and a foul. 1:09 to go, 52-44, biggest lead of the night for the Blue Golds. That's the 4th foul against McGuire Werner now. Bryce Lee will head to the free throw line.
Kelvin Maven does so many good things. And then he comes down and he's out of control on some plays. And it's just, it's not his character. I mean, he's a senior leader. You can't do that.
1:09 left in the game.
And he's such a good kid, too.
52-44, Bryce Lee missed the first. Second one, no good. Rebound, almost grabbed by Gavin Wetzel.
Wow,
he was the only rebounder available. He almost had it.
Failure to block.
Maven with a nice drive and a finger roll.
Nobody blocked out on that shot. No red jerseys blocking out.
No, they didn't. 1:02 to go. 52-46 the score.
Don't turn the channel.
No.
Because we have I know Blue Blood starts in 20 minutes. Which is, by the way, I like these games to start at 7,
we got some body passing.
Oh,
body
good.
surfing through the crowd.
I like these early games because usually I'm home by 9 on a Friday night, and I get to watch Blue Bloods because I like the way that show, just the way it's unveiled. I like the family atmosphere there.
You know, I've never really gotten into that show, but you know what I always watch on a Friday night? I turn on the Food Network and I turn on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. Triple D. Guy Fieri.
You stunned me on that one. I'm lost.
He goes all around the country and he's checking out different interesting places to eat. It looks like a lot of really good food. Maybe I'm hungry by the time I get home.
Well, I never eat until I get home, but on Thursday nights I like to get home by 9 to watch SWAT. You ever watch that show?
You know, I've seen a little bit of it. It looks like a pretty good show.
Is that ever a good show? All right, so 1 minute left here. A lot of time for the Rangers to come back, and
right now I wouldn't say it's a must-foul situation, but Malik Brown gets a foul.
I think it's a must foul if after maybe 5 seconds go off on the clock, you don't get a turnover.
Right, go for a steal, go for an attempt. If you don't get it, then you can. But it's not an immediate just hack him and get it back.
Exactly. Andrew Skemp, he's got good form on his shot, and as a sophomore, he needs to make these.
Missed the first one. 57 seconds left. Every free throw counts at this point. Second one goes in. Nice rotation on that one. So Skemp goes 1 out of 2.
Get a shot, get another timeout.
We got a whistle and a foul. That's on Brandon Murfeld, and that'll be a 1-and-1 opportunity for Calvin Maven.
Well, you want to draw a foul. You want to go to the line. But
First one doesn't go, so he doesn't get a second, and we got a foul on the rebound. And that is the end of the night for McGuire Werner. That is his 5th foul. And Jack McHugh-Sake takes his place. McGuire Werner had himself a very good night offensively, but the foul bug bit him, and he finishes with 17 points.
He fouled out in a recent game against Toma, too.
Skemp misses the first of 2.
In all fairness to McGuire Werner, you probably experienced this as a post player yourself. Not all those fouls are justifiable or
no, a lot of times they're on shots that are cleanly blocked,
exactly.
But they look messy, so they call the foul.
Well, precisely.
1 out of 2 again for Skemp, makes it 54-46. Foul and 1. Calvin Maven making it happen on the offensive end. Bryce Lee picks up his 4th foul.
I don't know how that foul occurred, but Bryce Lee, a little body contact, and Rangers still some hope here, huh?
54-48 with a free throw pending for Calvin Maven. Ja'Kai Funchess going to check in.
Rangers need foul right there. If you don't get a turnover, foul. Wow, you can't wait that long. Oh my goodness. 10 seconds came off the clock. Rangers still have a shot.
That foul goes against Maven. First free throw goes down.
They didn't keep Bryce Lee off the court too long, and just exactly what I would do. He deserves to be in the game as well as he's played.
Second one goes for Murfeld. .25 seconds to go. Maven gets another bucket.
I would say these 2 free throws would seal the win.
If you get them both, that's a 3-possession game. There's the first, and this is the big second one.
Yeah, you can see he's, again, played since he's been a freshman. His mechanics are solid, like his dad, like his mom. I mean, they're going in.
Makes them both, 58-51, 25 seconds to go.
Oh, there's a charge.
Oh, we got a blocking foul against Savidelli.
Yeah, could have went either way, I guess.
Funchess is going to hit the free throw line, shooting 2. That's the third foul against Jacob Savidelli.
Shooting is all about release, rotate, and results come. If you release it with that elbow in, you put it in your shot pocket, you release it with good rotation,
off
you
the
follow
fingertips.
Through. Exactly, off the fingertips, and the results are there.
1 out of 2 for Ja'Kai Funchess, makes it 58-52. 19.3 to go. Jack McHugh-Sake checking back in. And we got a foul on Floyd Thomas. That'll be the end of the night for him.
Yep, and I'm not sure he thought it was a foul, but you want a foul in that situation.
I just don't think he wanted his day to be done.
No, he did not.
Floyd Thomas spent much of the game in foul trouble and finishes the game with 3 points. Murfeld makes the first.
Fouling the wrong guy, right? But of course you can't be choosy. You got to follow whoever has the ball. If you're smart, as the Blue Goals certainly are, you know you want to get him the ball and put him to the free throw line.
That was the first miss for Murfeld from the free throw line. He's 9 for 10. Maven's 3 doesn't go. Rebound Savidelli, and that's about going to do it. And Murfeld will just run it out. We're going to have a final score here. Aquinas on senior night, victorious, 59-52. Terry, what a second half for the Aquinas Blue Goals.
Oh, man, I don't know what Brad Reinhardt said at halftime, but whatever he said,
it worked.
It worked, and he should remember that. Hopefully he had somebody writing down his note, taking notes on what he said. So, but I got some overall thoughts, but I want to wait on my player of the game until you finish the totals.
Accumulating,
exactly,
so to speak.
But it's a tough loss for the Rangers, knowing that their seeding meeting is coming up, and they're not likely to get a very good seed, but certainly you don't want to be at the bottom of that cluster group where you have to play Onalaska or Central. They're in a very tough regional. Again, regionals begin on February 26th. We'll be covering many of those. The Rangers, that was a tough loss, 5 in a row now, and on Andy Fernowitz, the head coach, on his home court that he played for 4 years. And again, Holman, we have that game on Tuesday, and
that'll be a good one. Then
they finish at Toma, that beat them just a few days ago. So that's a tough road ahead for the Logan Rangers.
And that's tonight was a really tough loss to swallow, I think, for the Rangers, because they started off, looked like they were kind of in control of the game, and as the game progressed, Aquinas gradually woke up and they took the game back over, and then we found ourselves in a situation for the Rangers where they've now lost 5 in a row, and none of them have been easy to take.
No, they're deflating, to say the least, and it's going to take a great effort by certainly by the coaching staff to pick them up and get them ready for the last 2 games before they get into the postseason. It's going to be character. It's going to be senior leadership.
So to run down the scoring for tonight's game, leading the Logan Rangers, McGuire Werner, who fouled out with 17 points, 12 for Calvin Maven, 3 apiece for Malik Brown, Floyd Thomas, and Ja'Kai Funchess, and then 2 for Jack McHugh-Sake. For the Aquinas Blue Golds, leading all scorers, Brandon Murfeld had 23, 11 for Gavin Wetzel, 10 for Bryce Lee, 7 for Jacob Savadelli, 5 for Andrew Skemp, and 3 for Quinn Miskowski. So as far as players of the game go.
Here's my thoughts first. I didn't think that McGuire Werner had his best game I've ever seen him play, but I see
he had a strong game.
I see even better things on the horizon. I see him being a college player. I thought that he played extremely well when he got the ball in the post. I thought he played with a little bit more energy, a little more passion. He would be my player of the game for the Rangers. For the Blue Goals, I know I kind of hinted at this. Certainly Murfeld showed his true colors at 25 last night, 23 tonight, made some key free throws down the stretch. And he's right there. I like the way Gavin Wetzel played. You know that. I said that during the game. He did some of the little things. But I'm going to go with Bryce Lee as my player of the game.
So I'd say for the Logan Rangers, I'm going to agree with you. And I'm going to stick with McGuire Werner. I think McGuire Werner had himself, not like you said, not his best game, but he had a good game. He made a lot of good plays down in the post, some on offense and defense. He altered some shots. He blocked some shots. For the Blue Golds, I almost have to go with a three-way tie. I'm not sure I can pick among Gavin Wetzel, Brandon Murfeld, or Bryce Lee. If you were to hold a gun to my head and say you got to pick, I guess I'll go Bryce Lee. But Gavin Wetzel did so many of those little things in tonight's game that it's hard to not choose.
One reason I like to work with you is because you see the game the same way I do. You see those little things because you played the game. I played the game. I coached the game. You appreciate
and I've coached
those.
The game. I've officiated the game.
Exactly. So you see those things that maybe others don't see, but I see what Bryce Lee did off the ball too. I see what he did defensively, and so I see your reasoning to bring all three of them in there, and so we can do that. But
because you have the classic, the leading scorer Brandon Murfeld, 9 out of 10 from the free throw line. It's really hard to not choose someone who had such a great night like that, especially his second half. He scored 14 points in the second half. You said he needed to score double figures in the second half if they were going to win,
and he did.
He was up to the task.
And a closing comment too is Jake Salvadelli didn't reach his average. I think 12 points a game, but whatever.
Nope.
But in the second half,
especially as the game progressed,
and his free throw shooting, he was a key factor in the win. Also,
this was a team victory. That's why it's hard to pick a player of the game. But like I said, if you had to make me pick, I will go with Bryce Lee. Okay. I liked everything that he did tonight. And especially on senior night.
Exactly.
A senior in his final home game.
Yeah, exactly. So, and Jesse on camera.
And there he is getting high fives.
We got the A team. Jesse's like, will you guys just wrap it up? And we will, Jess. Here we go.
All right.
But Aquinas has got to get ready because in just a
few days,
4 days, they're playing the top-ranked Red Raiders. So we'll be there to cover that one.
So for my partner, Terry Erickson, for Jesse up on camera tonight, I'm Carl Greenfield. I want to thank you for watching the KQEG TV High School Game of the Week. Good night, everybody.
You've been watching the KQEG TV High School Game of the Week. Tonight's game featured the Logan Rangers and the Aquinas Blue Golds. The High School Game of the Week is made possible by our sponsors, like Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning. Your comfort is their business on Southwest 2nd Avenue in Onalaska. Schumacher Kish Cremation and Funeral Services in La Crosse, La Crescent, and Onalaska. Boyer's Furniture, quality furniture at affordable prices on South Avenue, La Crosse. Fiesta Mexicana on La Crosse's south side. Don't just make it dinner, make it a fiesta at Fiesta Mexicana. Blaschke Schneider Funeral Home, serving the Cooley region for over 90 years. Battery Mart, with batteries for your car, boat, tractor, lawnmower, even your snowblower. Battery Mart. And Bacalar Sausage, making quality sausage products since 1935. Thanks for watching high school basketball on KQEG TV and KQEGTV.com.